$8,000, okay, on that listing, just to use that even round numbers. That means every one of those people paid me $1,000. The way that I look at it, right? So the 7 people that told me no, that's $1,000 each, where every one of those no's is worth money. When you look at it, that you would have never gotten to that 8th person who said, yes, I'll list my home with you, would have never gotten to them had it not been for you getting the no's from the previous 7. And if you decided to take and get those 7 all in one day, look how quickly you got to the listing. Some people would take a month to get those 7. And so by the time they get a return, the amount of time that it took to gain that, the return's diminished by the length of time that it took to acquire. Hence the roller coaster ride, you work your butt off and you get some business, and then you stop working so hard, and then the business dries up and you got to get back onto the hamster wheel, as some people refer to it, and get back to work.
That's the whole buyer aspect of things too. When you're working with a buyer, you're focused on that buyer, or at least you should be, and you doesn't leave a whole lot of time to go find other buyers. So you're focused on them, you find them a property, now you're focused on negotiating, then you're focused on getting inspections done and getting it closed and going through all that. And then the exciting day comes when you close and you get paid, and now you got to start over again. And it could take you another month before you get to the point where you've got another buyer. So that's the proverbial roller coaster.
And I think that illustrates the point you brought up. Again, getting back to gaining more freedom to do what you want to do, more freedom, let's say, to focus on higher leverage activities. If I flip that around and we're working more with sellers, then actually that model frees up more time to go find more business. It sounds like the challenge you just laid out, it's you have business, but it takes so much to service that business that there's no time to go get new business. But if you're working with sellers, it takes less time to service that. So you got time freed up to go find other sellers.
Saying that listings breed listings, and they really do. If you get out there and you get a listing and you put your sign up and you market that neighborhood, there's a good chance you're going to get another listing or two. So what you were saying about the $8,000, that could turn into $24,000. So those 7 people that said no led you to 3 deals instead of 1.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So let's talk about what you're so excited about. And we were talking about making calls just before to agents. Okay, and you kind of sharing your enthusiasm with the company that you've aligned yourself with. And I know recently you've expressed being excited about some of the changes. Let's just talk about what you think the advantages are for agents who want to partner with Freedom X and align themselves with the same organizations you have.
So when I was saying that I'm really excited about the company I work with, I've owned my own company. I've worked for a really good company after that. They actually bought my company, and companies generally kind of look the same. Brokerages kind of look the same. It's more of a personality thing, I think, than anything. When you're at a brokerage, that you say you love your broker, or you love the atmosphere, the culture there. But when it comes to having resources that can set you apart from other agents, especially in today's world, some people like to work with buyers. They don't want to list. And that's good, because we need buyers agents too. And when you go to now, August 17th, and hopefully people don't wait until August 17th to wrap their head around this, but we're all going to have to, if we're working with a buyer, we're going to have to get that buyer to sign a buyer broker agreement or some type of agreement, depending on what state you're in, that says they're working with you, an employment agreement. So we've got to show our value to them as to why are we different from the next guy that wants them to sign one. And one of the cool things with EXP and with our program here is we're a brokerage that is one brokerage. So the entire United States, the world for that matter, is one brokerage. And with a brokerage, even a big brokerage like Remax, they're broken down into independently owned offices. And so what that means is when they're sharing information within their brokerage, they can only share information within that office. So that might be 10 agents, 50 agents, maybe 100 agents, maybe 200 agents. But with EXP and with our group, that's 90,000 agents plus. And so these are EXP exclusives. And that's huge. If I'm looking for a buyer's agent and I get a guy from Remax that tells me all these cool things that he's going to do, and then I get a guy from EXP that comes over and says, yeah, and on top of that, we've got 90,000 agents that are putting properties into EXP exclusives that only we can see. You can't see them on Zillow. You can't see them anywhere else but here. That's kind of a big deal.
Say it is. Now, what else would you be looking for if you were starting out, or maybe just looking to make a move? What would you be looking for in a brokerage?